Hello dear, welcome to my YouTube channel. Trust you are doing good. I want to say a big thank you to all my new subscribers. You are welcome to the family. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. It really helps and be part of the family. Please click on the notification bell and be notified whenever I post a video. So in today's video, we are going to be making a rounded Peter Pan collar on a button down blouse, and it can also be achievable on a female shirt, right? So without further ado, let's get down to it. So what I have here is my basic back pattern, right? Since we are going to be sewing it on a brown paper, you can actually cut it directly on your clothes, but I want to, since it's a tutorial, I will be demonstrating it on a pattern paper, and I'm cutting my pattern paper on fold because I'm going to sew this pattern paper. And I added half an inch for my slope here, right? So this is there. So I'll cut this out. This is for our back, and here is the pattern. I've already folded my fabric now, so I'm considering this as my fabric as well. I've already folded this now, assuming that this is my fabric, and I fold it into two, right? Then I'm going to place this back on it. Before I place it on it, I'm going to be adding some inches here for my button down allowance, right? So I'm making use of 2.5 inches. So this is the 2.5 inches here. Then I will now place this back pattern on it this way. Then I will trace it out, right? I trace it out now on this, trace the back on this front. So I'll measure for the neck depth for the front. So I'll measure for the neck depth on the front. So I'll be making use of 3 inches. Remember, we've already made use of 1 inch for the back, so I'll be making use of 3 inches. I'll just place my tape rule this way, 1 inch away. Then I'll mark 3 inches, which is here. So this is where my 3 inches is, right? This is where my 3 inches is here. I'm going to remove this back pattern from it. So this is where I want my neck depth for front to be. So one thing you should take note is that from this junction here, we added 2.5 inches here. This 2.5 inches is going to be for our button, the button seam allowance, right? But I need to do something that you need to pay attention to. From this 2.5 inches, we are going to be sharing it, right? We are going to fold some parts and to have a neat finish. So what I'm going to do is that the lapping of the front, I want to measure from this center front now, the line. I'll measure back 0.6, right? 0.6 inches. That is half an inch. 0.6 inches is what I'll measure back. So I'm going to rule this point now. So this is 0.6 inches. So from this 0.6 inches now, I'm going to fold this. I'll fold this backward like this. So the remaining one here will be for our facing to turn the neck part, right? But this part here is where I need my lapping. So if you want it to be more than that, the lapping to be more than that, I can still add. But 0.6 inches is fine by me. So I'm going to fold it this way to cut the neck depth for the front. So now for the neck depth for the front, remember we were making use of 3 inches, which is here. So the front is lower than the back, right? So I'm going to connect this now to. So this is it now, right? Then I'll slash this place open. After opening this point here, if I open it up, we'll be having it this way. So I'll make sure that this line that I have here now, I want to also place the line to here. I hope these lines are obvious. My marker refused to come up, so I'm not able to use this marker. That's why I'm using my pen, right? So now what we have here now, the lines are already showing here. So if you are cutting this on your fabric, just go ahead, this point that we have here, because from this edge now, from this, the center point, I measure out half an inch. Then from there I measure out the lapping of 1.25, right, which is this. Then from this 1.25, which is the center point here, I measure again half an inch, right. So now that's the 2.5 inches that we added. Now you can add stay on this part if you're already cutting it on your fabric, right. So I'm going to assume that this paper, this white paper, is my soft stay, so that it can be obvious for us to see. So I'm going to be adding this white paper on this part here, so leaving half an inch on this side and leaving half an inch on this side. So after adding my soft stay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to fold in, this is the rough side, I'll be folding it this way, right, then fold this way, and this is it. So now the both will be lapping each other this way to have our complete front pattern. So this is where this one will be carrying the button, while this one will be carrying the button hole, right. So then we'll place it this way. Then this is for my back, this is the back pattern. So this is the front of my back. So I'm going to place them now, right side face each other this way. Then I'm going to go and sew this half an inch, sew the shoulder half an inch. So now I've already sewed the shoulder, so now I'm going to turn it out, so you can press open the seam here, right. I'm going to go straight to cut the collar. Note how I'm going to fold it. See the way I fold it. This is how we're going to fold it to cut the collar. So folding this way, that's why I say you should not sew the side yet. So now I'm going to trace this neck out in another paper. This another paper is into two, right. So this place is the folded part, so I will place it this way. This is the back and this is for the front. So now I'm going to place this now to touch this area this way. So this back now will be touching the folded part. So I will trace the neck out this way. Then I'm going to open it up. You see where this is? This is where the stay ends, right? Now this other part, this is where the stay ends. So this other part that is lapping, I'm going to also make it obvious here too, this way. So you see what I did here now. I'll make use of 4 inches for the collar width all round. Then I want to curve the front, so I'll be coming down. I'll make use of 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. I'll connect this to this. Now this junction that I come out, I'm going to come out 75 an inch this way. Then I will curve this to meet the slant curve. So this is for the front, this is for the back. So I'm going to add half an inch this way. This is for the down seam. So I'll cut it out. And here is the collar. So I'll place this to cut another one. So I'm going to sew from here, and I'm going to sew it all around, then turn it out. So here is it. This is it, and I've already sewn it all around. I'll open it up this way, then I will top stitch on this side. So assuming you are sewing this on your sewing machine with your fabric, you just have to open it this way, right? then place it like this on your machine, then top stitch on it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've already top stitched all around, and see, so you have to be gently on this since I'm sewing on paper, and see that it's already torn here. So if you sew this on your fabric, you will not have issue turning it out, right? But this is paper, we have to be very careful. So here is the collar. I've already torn it out, right? This was very hard to turn out because the paper here is very soft. So I've already torn this collar out now, and this is where the top stitch is also showing, right? So this is the right side of the collar. So I'm going to bring out my blouse now. This is the blouse. On this right side, this is the center, right? The center back. I'll make sure that the center back for the collar and the center back for this my fabric is meeting each other. So I'll place them like this, and I'm going to pin it. Then remember that this is where you want it to stop, right? This is where the stay is. This is where the stay is, and this is where we want it to stop. So make sure that this is also meeting here, and this too. So I've already pinned it all around now. Now you need to pay attention to this part so that you can have neat finishing at the front. So this is where the stay is, right? So now, and this is where we want the lapping to stop. Remember where we mark, right? This is the marking here, and this is where the stay is. So this is where it stops. So I'm going to flip it. Remember, this is the right side of our fabric, right? So I'm going to flip it over this way. I'll make sure that I'm folding it on this where the stay stop. So I'll fold it this way. Then I'll fold in this half an inch this way. So this is how it's going to be. Then I'll repin it. I'm going to do the same thing to this other side. This is so now I'm going to use my bias to turn it out. So you place your bias this way, right? And you sew it this way. Then you turn it out to the other side. So I'm going to place my bias now this way. Then I will sew it all around. So I've already sewn it all around. Be careful how you turn it out here. Then I will turn the bias this way. Then I'm going to sew on this place like this. I'll make sure that the sewing does not touch this collar here. So I'm going to sew it this way to touch on this other side. I'm going to do that all around. Just place it down this way. Then turn it this way. Then flip it up and sew on this place. So I've already turned the bias, flip it and sew it on this other side. So you can see that the sewing is not showing on the collar. And this is what we have now. Place them right side face each other and sew the side. Okay guys, so this is how it will be placed, right? So just go ahead and make your buttonhole on this part here. Then put your button, right? Put your button on this part this way, right? So this is how it will look at the end of the day. So this is where I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.